Ugh. All right, welcome back to the Prison Yard TV. If you already haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Also, we have a new membership program. If you want to become a member, hit that join button. When you first log on to my channel, you'll see that join button. And what that does is it gives you more perks to my channel. I've been explaining this every video I publish. So I want to explain it to you. So if you become a member, you get one exclusive video a month that nobody else gets unless you're a member. You get special badges, special emojis. You get to call in live. Um, I believe it's Sunday evenings at 6 o'clock. I'll have an hour of hosting where you can call in live and ask me different questions. And you'll get a free ebook of The Man Behind the Woman. And that's my book, my autobiography I wrote when I was in prison. Also, I got various different people from different prisons in California sending me artwork. And of course, I told you that I wrote 320 poems when I was in prison. So I'll be giving you guys poems you could buy, I think $1 a piece or something like that. And I'll be selling prisoners' artwork on my channel if you become a member. Now, to become a member, um, you could pay $3.99, one-time fee, $3.99, or you could pay $9.99 to become a silver member. You want to become a gold member, you could pay $24.99. You want to become a platinum member, you could pay $49.99. I don't expect a lot of people to become a platinum member during these holidays, but I really do suggest if you want to support this channel, go ahead and pay the $3.99 or the $9.99 to become a member, and you guys will still get all the perks that platinum members will get. Like I said, my book alone, I believe we're selling for $25.99. You get that for free if you become a member of my channel. So today, um, I wanted to kind of take you back to two terms I did before my last term, the 15 years since I had a dope case, and I got it in March of 1999, and I went to prison in 2000. I believe in July of 2000. When I went to prison, I took a 5 year, 8 month deal, and I had to do almost 3 years on that. So I started out, of course, in DVI, which is Northern California's reception center, or it used to be. It's closed down now. And then they sent me to Solano. I get to Solano, and being that I just had my son, he was probably 8 months old when I had to start my time. So I was home with him after I caught my case. I bailed out a year later after my parole violation. I was home with him for a few months. So when I went to prison, um, I was married at the time. My wife had a good job, but I still wanted to contribute, and maybe that's an excuse. Well, I got into the selling dope. I started selling dope when I got to Solano, and I did pretty good when I was there. I did my 3 years. I think they transferred me from Solano to Jamestown. I think I pro from Jamestown in 2002 or 2003. Yeah, 2003, I believe. So when I proed, I stayed out eight. While I was there, I sold, a lot of people dope when I was there. And I'm telling you this story because um, it ends up, this story ends up at Old Folsom. So I go home from that sentence after meeting all kind of different people, selling dope to all different races. So I come home for about 8 months, and I get a parole violation. I forgot what the parole violation was for, but I remember it was a bullet. If you guys don't know what a bullet is when they give you 12 months flat on a violation. And I had several of those in the 90s. I think I added it up one time. I think I did 11 or 12 years just in parole violations. Now it's different. They only give you 30-day flashes, but back then they give you 12, anywhere from 6 months to 12 months flat, or with halftime, they always give me a bullet, 12 months flat. I think I have one violation for 9 months. So anyway, I come home. I'm home for 8 months. I catch a violation, and they send me to Old Folsom. So when I get to Old Folsom, um, I'm only there for 3 months before I start getting back in the mix. I got back in the mix by selling dope when I got to Old Folsom. Even though I was there on a violation, um, I told myself I'm still going to sell dope. So what happened was I found this white cat, and he claimed to be native. He looked white. He probably was native because my dog was white. Because he used to get checks every month. I remember he used to get $800 or something a month. So every time I hit dope, I go find this cat and let him, I front him dope on consignment. And then at the end of the month, when he got his check, he would pay me. So I let him get in debt probably $500 to $800 a month. Well, after I was there for about 6 months, he ran up a debt with me. And when it was time to pay, he couldn't pay. I don't know what happened, but I think what happened was he went and ran up another dope debt with the Southsiders, because I ended up talking to the Southsiders, and they told me that they owed him too. So what I ended up doing is I was in, I believe I was in 3 building. 3 building is by R&R, I believe. And I was in 3 building, and it was shower time. So me and my cellie go down to the shower, and you got to wait in the line for your turn to shower. And while we was waiting in line, we're gonna call this guy Billy. While we was waiting in line, Billy was in the shower. Now, mind you, I known Billy from Solano, from when I used to sell dope in Solano on my turn. So, so he always paid me. So it wasn't a thing until this month came up and he couldn't pay me. So what happened was we seen him in the shower, and Billy had an amputated leg, and his leg was cut off from up here by his hip all the way down. He had a wooden leg, and so we seen him in the shower. We seen him in the shower, and his prosthetic leg was leaning up against the fence. So this guy been putting me off for like probably about a week now. He keeps telling me he's gonna call home, he's gonna send me the money. He didn't do it. So what we did, me and my cellie, we grabbed his fucking leg. We took his leg and I ran it up to my cell. I think we was on the second or third tier. I took his leg up to my cell, put it in my cell, continued down there, went down there. And of course, when he got out the shower, he was yelling for for the cops, someone stole his leg and whatnot. Cops didn't give a fuck. It was like, oh, well. So the next day, I had his leg overnight. The next day, I got with this Southsider on my tier, and he was like, man, my cellie seen you take old Billy's leg. He was like, does he owe you money? I'm like, yeah. He's like, he owes us a lot of money too. He's like, how much? He asked me how much did he owe me, and I told him I think it was like $700 or $800, and he was like, man, he owes us a lot more than that. He said, why don't you give me the leg, and I'll pay his debt for you. That way, he'll have to pay the full debt that he owes us to get his leg back. So I agreed. And what happened was the Southsider didn't give me the money. What he did was he gave me double in dope. So he probably gave me, I would say 7 grams, probably a quarter of black. And, I was satisfied with that because I wouldn't flip that to $1,400, $200 a gram. And I kind of, when I look back at it, it's like, damn, man, the things I did to collect debts in prison, out on the streets, it's like, man, you have to be like that though in prison. When you sell drugs, you have to be ruthless. You can't let no one slide on even $20, because if you do, the whole yard's going to hear about it. And when the yard hears about it, everybody's going to try you. And so I got paid from it, and I ended up running into Billy on my next term, and he was still using drugs. I think he might have had a life sentence, because I've seen him 3 different places. I seen him in Solano, I seen him in Old Folsom, and I seen him in Corcoran on B Yard. When I seen him in Corcoran on B Yard, the first thing he did when he had his leg back, I don't know if it was his leg that we took, and I told him about it. I told him that I took his leg, and he said he already got wind of that. He knew I took his leg, man. But for you youngsters out there, when you go to prison, man, and if you have any kind of vice, any kind of habits, it's good to get off of that shit before you get to prison, because people that sell dope in prison, they'll do everything. You can get stabbed. I see people get killed over a half a gram of drugs in prison, man. And it's sad, but that's how you have to be when you're in prison, man. You have to really be ruthless when you're selling drugs in prison. It's nothing I'm proud of, taking this dude's leg. I just wanted to put this video out there so you know people will know how they how people in prison conduct themselves. That dude lost his damn leg, his prosthetic leg, over a few grams of drugs. And I don't know how long they made this dude walk around without his leg. I don't even remember. I tried to think back. Did I ever see him again after that? And he was in my building. But I was on the third tier. He was on the first tier. When you got a prosthetic leg, they don't let you, they make you stay on the first tier. You know? So, yeah, that's my story about old Billy and taking his leg. I got a lot of stories about different incidences I had over drugs in prison. I've been in so many fights over drugs in prison. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. No, I ain't gonna do it this video. I got a story about Solano and the Pisces. And no, not Solano, in Tracy. I was in Z-Dorm. I'm gonna tell you that one next. That ended up being a little mini riot, and it was over some crystal, man. And I'll get to that story probably Sunday. But I just wanted to, put this out there and let you guys hear a little true story that I went through in prison, or rather that I made someone else go through when I was in prison. Like I said, man, I hope and pray that none of these kids watching these videos ever end up in prison and have to go through the things I went through. It's sad you have to leave your family behind. I lost 28 years of my life in prison. And people always ask me, do I regret the decisions I made, or regret having to go to prison? And I always say no. But when you really think about it, I missed a lot of years of my kids' life, my wife's life, my mom's life. Lost both grandparents when I was in prison. So I regret some of the choices I made. But I said this last night on my 2-hour video. I've met a lot of good people when I was in prison. And I know people that haven't been to prison can't comprehend that, because a lot of society thinks that, people that go to prison, they're dirt, they're scum, they're low lives, but I met a lot of righteous people when I was in prison, man. And I've learned a lot. And I wouldn't be right here today if I didn't go to prison. I'd probably be dead if I never went to prison. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Go ahead and let me see. Do I got my comments up? Go ahead and make a comment. Leave a comment. I'll answer it. And like I said, become a member, man. Hit that join button. It's only $3.99. Become a member. You'll get so much more out of this channel if you become a member. And I'll see you guys Sunday. All right. God bless.